Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into Tia Warrick's story through her memoir, What the Heal.
Hmm.
We've got the Amazon page, a review from Reader's Favorite, one from Outstanding Creator Awards, and the Goodreads page, too.
Quite a bit to work with then.
Yeah, exactly. So our mission here is to really pull out the key pieces of Tia's journey,
Hmm.
understand her background, the main themes, basically give you a solid grasp of the book's core ideas without you having to read every single page yourself.
And that title, What the Heal, it catches you right away, doesn't it?
It really does.
Such a clever play on words. You know immediately it's going to be about, well, difficult stuff, but also about recovery, healing.
Precisely. Okay, so let's start with her background. Tia Warrick grew up in a first-generation immigrant Caribbean family,
Right.
and the environment sounds, well, pretty chaotic. The sources mention drama, lies, secrets, infidelity, struggle. Just a lot.
Yeah, tumultuous seems like an understatement, maybe. That kind of
Yeah.
instability early on. It really sets the stage, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
We see that play out. She was the middle child, one of 10 siblings.
10 siblings, wow.
Yeah. And apparently often had to care for the younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
Big responsibility for a kid.
Mm-hmm. On top of everything else.
And then there's the really difficult part. The sources state she experienced sexual assault by a close relative from age 5 to 8.
That's incredibly heavy. The Outstanding Creator Awards review actually flags that, gives a trigger warning for abuse, including sexual
It's
abuse.
good that they do.
Yeah.
It's vital context. And adding to all this complexity was her relationship with her mother.
Ah, yes. Described as narcissistic.
Right. And someone who kept the identity of Tia's biological father a secret from her.
Wow. That's another huge layer of difficulty. A narcissistic parent.
Mm.
That often means, their needs come first, not much empathy, always needing admiration. That does real damage to a child's self-worth.
Totally. And the reader's favorite review notes that this search for her biological father was a big part of her story. The OCA review paints this picture of the mother being like a wannabe socialite, throwing big parties, focusing on appearances.
Well, neglecting or even exploiting her own family, especially Tia.
Exactly. That's what it sounds like. This
Uh-huh.
huge disconnect between the public face and the private reality.
That's tough. But, okay, here's something interesting. Despite all of that,
Yeah.
she excelled in school, right? Graduated high school early.
Yes. Went to college at 16, even got a master's degree on a scholarship.
That's incredible. It really speaks to some inner strength, doesn't it? Even back then.
For sure. A real sign of resilience, even with everything working against her.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder, like, how she managed that. Was it escape? Determination?
Good question. The reviews focus more on the fact that she did it, this kind of counter-narrative to the chaos at home.
Right. Okay.
So, knowing that background, let's dive into the key themes in the memoir. Unsurprisingly, trauma and abuse are central.
Very central. The OCA review is quite explicit about it. Physical, emotional, psychological, and sexual abuse.
Yeah, and it specifically mentions her brother as a major source of this trauma.
Mm-hmm. Horrific incidents mentioned, like being pushed downstairs, haircut.
Being forced into sexual acts,
Yeah.
it's deeply disturbing stuff. The book doesn't shy away from it.
No, it seems very unflinching in that regard.
And then there's the mother relationship again. We touched on the narcissism.
Right, the wannabe socialite aspect, the alcoholism mentioned in the OCA review.
Yes, prioritizing that image, exploiting Tia.
Hmm.
It's just such a damaging dynamic, that contrast between the parties and the private abuse.
Absolutely. That inconsistency, that lack of real emotional support from a parent, it leaves deep scars.
But, and this is crucial, the book isn't just about the trauma. Healing and resilience are huge themes.
That's where the heal part really comes in.
Exactly. It's about her strength, the possibility of transformation,
Yeah.
untangling those wounds.
And the reviews seem to reflect that, people finding it uplifting.
Yes, very much so. Amazon reviews use words like inspiring, hopeful, uplifting. Readers really connect with that message of overcoming adversity.
That's powerful. It suggests she really conveys that journey effectively.
Faith and spirituality also seem really important for her.
Okay.
She credits her faith in God as like a critical support through it all, helping her navigate things, helping her heal.
Mm-hmm. Sense.
There's even this mention, I think, in the Amazon reviews of a concept she calls a blank space.
Oh, what's that?
It sounds like a kind of panic, maybe.
Yeah.
That happens when that spiritual connection feels lost. Like faith was her anchor against overwhelming feelings.
Interesting. So faith was a key coping mechanism, a source of strength for her.
Seems like it. And beyond faith, there's also this journey of self-discovery, learning to live for herself, not just seeking approval.
Which is such a core part of healing from that kind of background, right?
Yeah.
Finding your own worth, breaking those patterns.
Absolutely. And one more key support system mentioned is her husband, Curtis.
Ah, okay.
He's portrayed as this really steadfast, supportive presence throughout her challenges.
Having that one stable, loving relationship can make all the difference, can't it?
It really can.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some specific moments or elements that stood out in the reviews.
Sure.
There's this anecdote about her wedding album.
Oh, yeah, I saw that mentioned.
Apparently her abusers in the photos, and even caught the bridal garter.
Ugh. The OCA review called it symbolically chilling, and it really is.
Right. It just shows how trauma can bleed into everything, even moments meant to be happy. Such a stark image.
It really makes you pause. How those shadows linger.
But on a brighter note, there's also this safe memory mentioned.
Okay.
A childhood Christmas. Cinnamon apple cider, snow, the tree, holiday songs, her sister making a little Christmas village.
Like a pocket of peace from her childhood.
Exactly. Those kinds of memories can be so important, can't they? Little anchors of warmth.
Definitely. Reminders that not everything was dark. They offer fuel for resilience, maybe?
And the OCA review also gave a shout out to a poem in the book, I Needed a Mother.
Yes. Called it powerful and poignant. High praise for the writing itself.
That kind of raw emotional expression, it can really connect with readers on a deep level.
For sure. Allows you right into the author's heart, in a way.
The reviews also pulled out some specific quotes that seem really impactful, like, I am untethering myself to your spiritual sickness and I'm letting you go.
Wow. That's a powerful statement of release, isn't it? Cutting ties with toxicity.
Really speaks to that self-discovery theme, prioritizing her own well-being.
Definitely a declaration of self-preservation.
Then there's, I looked within myself, but when I felt lost in the large, pitch-black ocean of gleam, I cried for help.
Oh, that's beautiful. It captures that vulnerability, right?
Yeah.
But also the strength in asking for help.
Exactly. It's not weakness, it's courage.
Normalizes needing support.
In these two. When you think you've won a battle, another war rages on.
Oof. Yeah. Healing isn't a straight line.
And as long as there is life, a fight is left in me.
That just screams resilience, doesn't it? That determination.
They really give you a sense of the internal struggle, but also that fierce spirit.
Yeah, the sheer tenacity involved.
So looking at what readers and reviewers thought overall, it seems What the Heal really struck a chord.
Sounds like it.
Amazon reviews are full of words like moving, inspiring, raw, hopeful, beautiful, uplifting.
Wow, quite the list.
Yeah. And people kept mentioning resilience, healing, and how relatable they found it. Many felt it helped with their own struggles.
That relatability factor is huge. It means she tapped into something universal, sharing her vulnerability.
I think so. And the reader's favorite review called it fascinating and absorbing. They praised her unflinching account of everything, the trauma, abuse, the search for her father.
Unflinching, that word keeps coming up. It suggests real bravery in telling her truth.
Yeah, and they really emphasize the resilience of the human spirit shown in the book.
The power of authentic storytelling.
And finally, that outstanding Creator Awards review. They gave it a really high score.
95 plus. Okay.
Yeah, called it deeply personal, emotionally charged, especially compared to her other work, apparently.
Oh, interesting. So this felt like a deeper, maybe more vulnerable dive for her.
That's the impression. They highlighted overcoming adversity, healing, self-worth, independence, faith. All those themes we've discussed.
It suggests she really went there into the tough stuff, and readers responded to that authenticity.
Absolutely. So thinking about the bigger picture, the broader implications, the memoir clearly shows how childhood trauma casts a long shadow, right? It affects adulthood profoundly.
No question. The effects can be deep and lasting.
But just as importantly, it hammers home the possibility of healing, of finding strength even after immense hardship.
Yes. It's not just about the damage, it's about the potential for recovery and growth. That's the hopeful message.
It also makes you think about family dynamics, generational patterns, how these things ripple through lives.
Complex stuff. And it reminds us that healing is a process, isn't it? Not just a destination. Acknowledging the past is key.
Exactly. It's a journey.
And that even through terrible adversity, people can find ways to, well, heal and grow. An incredible capacity for it.
Okay, so let's wrap up this deep dive. We've explored Tia Warrick's What the Heal, looking at her journey from significant trauma towards healing.
We've seen how her family background shaped things, but also her incredible resilience.
Right. And her story really makes you think about what healing even means. It's not just one thing, is it?
No, it's multifaceted. It involves self-discovery, support systems, maybe faith for some,
Yeah.
dealing with the past, but also building a future.
Yeah, navigating all those different pieces.
Exactly, finding a path forward.
So for you listening, as you think about Tia Warrick's story, how does it resonate with your own ideas about resilience? Does it illuminate something new or maybe challenge how you thought about it?
It's definitely a powerful example of finding strength in sharing your truth, isn't it?
It really is. And a reminder of that potential for healing that exists, even when things seem incredibly dark.